Hi there, you're watching Time Warner Cable's local edition, the Sacramento Report. I'm Jaime Garza, joined today by Senator Lou Correa. Good to have you here, Senator.
Good to be here, Jaime. Thank you.
You guys have had a really tough time over the last few years with our budget. Again this year. Do you think we're on the right track finally?
You know what? You're absolutely right. 10 years, 10 difficult budgets, third budget attempt, and it's going to happen. So we're going to have a budget.
There seems to be this fight all the time. It's the Democrats, it's the Republicans, and nobody wants to budge. When you see that, from my perspective as a voter, we get a little frustrated with the folks in Sacramento. Do you think there is not enough cooperation in Sacramento when it comes to the budget?
I love the wisdom of the voters because, as you know, they passed Prop 25 that said if you don't pass a budget by June 15th, then you don't get paid. So all this time, no pay for legislators. Simple majority means there's more than plenty of Democratic votes to pass it. So now the focus is really on the policy. Is this a good budget or is this not a good budget? And this is a very difficult time. As you know, we're going through the hardest economic downturn since 1930. And so our revenues are down, and so the decisions that have been made are very difficult ones. And that's where we have democracy. People have different views. Do you cut education? Do you cut the poor? What do you cut? And that's where the challenges come in.
I have a two-step question for you. Controller John Chung said that one of the budgets that was proposed was really bogus, if I can use that word, and said, no, you guys aren't going to get paid. This doesn't even work. When you have that kind of reaction, a public reaction from one of your colleagues in Sacramento, what does that do to a lawmaker and his reputation?
Actually, it was one of the budgets that was passed that went to the governor for a signature, passed by essentially Democratic legislature, Democratic governor, and Democratic John Chung, who said, this is not a balanced budget. And so what happened was, of course, the governor vetoed that budget, and then John Chung, who's the controller, who signs the paycheck, said, it's not a balanced budget, so you're not going to get paid.
So he gets the word controller
Controller,
out of things
which
like
is controlled.
This. Is he a villain? Is he a hero?
Well, I'll tell you, to me personally, I think he's a hero because what he did is came back and said, look, the numbers, although they may add up, they're not financeable. We can't go to Wall Street and borrow money the way we always do to make the weekly paycheck, so to speak. So he said, you got to go back and you got to keep working at it, which is the way it's supposed to work. And that's why I always think the wisdom of the voters. You never question the voters. They are smart. Past Prop 25, they said, simple majority, budget, but you don't get paid if you don't pass it on time.
Prop 25 changed the way we pass a budget here with a simple majority vote. So in essence, does that mean the Democrats do whatever they want?
It means that the fight is a different flavor now because it used to be Republicans, and Republicans are still very critical to this because not only did the voters pass Prop 25, but they also passed another initiative that says now even to raise fees, you need a supermajority of voters in the legislature. So now you've got Republicans that have become even more critical in certain areas. So the flavor of the fight changes.
Where does this head from here on out now in terms of our budgets in the future? Is it, so majority rules, so we're going to do whatever we want? As a voter, that's the way I look at it.
The bottom line, it's the economy, because there isn't enough money to go around to pay for education, to pay for public safety, to give to the locals, in the local cities to fix the potholes. So the bottom line is getting the economy back, getting jobs back, and getting more revenues back to the state of California. That's the answer.
And we'll be watching to see if these changes made by the voters will work for us in the long run. Senator Lou Correa, thank you very much. And thank you at home for watching Time Warner Cable's local edition. Don't forget, you can watch this interview and others by simply going to My Government on Demand on Channel 1, and you can find us on YouTube.